Greetings of peace and hope, dear friends, and welcome to this interview session on the official closing of the Jubilee Year of Hope. I am Sister Angela Amechi, Daughters of St. Paul, and with me is
Sister Rosemary Bassi.
Sister Rosemary, the Holy Door of St. Peter's Basilica will be officially closed by His Holiness Pope Leo XIV. What does the closing and opening, or rather opening and closing of the Holy Door of St. Peter's Basilica signify?
The opening and the closing of the Holy Door has a long-standing history. Each time the Mother Church is about to begin an extraordinary year of grace, the Holy Father opens the Jubilee door. When this door is opened, people are invited to enter into this door, through this door, to experience God more closely, to encounter Him more closely, and to experience the superabundant graces He pours on the people. This, on the one hand, the opening signifies the removal of every obstacle that stands between us and God and prevent us from encountering God more closely. So by opening this door, God comes to meet with the people more closely and also pours His graces upon us. On the other hand, the closing of this door by the Pope signifies the sending on mission. When the closing is about to be done, the people who are in the church are invited to come out of this door, and when they come out through this door, they are sent on mission to go and share these graces they have experienced, the grace of hope, with the people of God, to share it where they find themselves, where they encounter people. And so this also has a biblical background. In John's Gospel, chapter 10, verse 9, Jesus Himself said, "I am the door. If anyone enters by me, he will be saved." So this opening and the closing of the Jubilee door is not only done by the Pope in Rome. Every bishop in their particular dioceses are invited to designate one church whereby the door of extraordinary year of grace is opened, and people are invited to enter at the beginning of the Jubilee year of grace, and at the end of the year, the door is closed and people are also invited to come out and share the graces they have received in this Jubilee year. So this is the significance of this opening and closing of the Jubilee door.
The theme of the Jubilee year is Pilgrims of Hope. And we still live in a world that is still broken by ongoing conflicts, economic anxiety, political crisis, instability, and the digital divide. How actually has the Jubilee of Hope positively impacted the situation of our world?
Actually, I would say that the activities that we engaged in and the spiritual exercises that we carried out during this 1 year of the Jubilee year of hope cannot completely eradicate the present problems of our world. It has instead helped people to become more aware of the fact that the God of hope is still with us, and we also have rekindled that virtue of hope, that theological virtue of hope among people, to help people know that although we are suffering, although there are difficulties in many ways, we can still experience that presence of God who has the power to save, and that we should also not be overwhelmed by it. Also, these activities that we engaged in is just but a drop of water in the ocean. It is like a blueprint that sends us to become people who are in solidarity with one another in our struggles of life, in our problems, in our everyday struggles. We should not give up. So the Jubilee year and the spiritual exercises we engaged in is not, so to say, eradicating the problems. It's not also going to stop the problems of our world. Instead, it is to reawaken our awareness, to rekindle that theological virtue of hope among us, to be able to be people of hope and to give hope to one another.
What are some of the activities that the people of God engaged in during this Jubilee year to merit the graces of the year of hope?
There are many activities that people engaged in, and they also did so many spiritual exercises to be able to merit the graces of this Jubilee year that is about to end. And so the activities include going on pilgrimage to Rome. When you visit Rome, either as an individual or as a group, you visit at least one or more major basilicas. Which are these major basilicas? We have St. John's Lateran Basilica, we have St. Peter's Basilica, we have St. Mary Major, we have also St. Paul's Basilica. So if you can visit one or more of these basilicas, it is good to do so in a spirit of prayer, as a person or as a group in communion with the people in prayer. If you cannot make it to Rome, you can visit the parish church or the diocese, the designated church in your diocese, whereby your bishop designated it for this Jubilee year, that the door opens and the people entered. You can go to that church, you pray with others, you attend Holy Mass, you go for confession, you pray the rosary, you can also pray for the Pope's intention. So these are the activities that people take part in. For us religious, we were invited to gather together. There was a talk that was also in line with what we live in, integrating this talk with the Jubilee year of hope. So there were many activities that were carried out. Even the youths were also gathered together to give a talk to them, also to enkindle in them this awareness, to make them aware of what is happening in the church. Different groups were also gathered together to be able to celebrate this Jubilee year. In Rome, there was a general pilgrimage. So there are these activities that we participated in order to merit the graces of the Jubilee year.
And so, what are some of your final words to our dear listener as the Jubilee year of hope finally and gradually comes to a close?
I would like to say that as the Jubilee year of hope ends, it does not bring an end to our hope. It does not end our hope in God who has the power to save. Instead, the ending is like a sending on mission, that we will become more and more aware of the fact that God, the God that we hope in, remains with us. And we are to take this God to share with the people, to take the graces we have to share with the people at homes, at our workplaces, wherever we find ourselves, where we encounter people, to the peripheries of our world today. People need to see through us this God who has the power to save. We need to be people of hope. We need to give hope to the people. We need to help rekindle this theological virtue of hope through the kind actions and the kind words, encouraging words we offer to people. So let our kind actions, our kindness, our love, our merciful and compassionate actions be a door through which people can pass and encounter the God who has the power to save.
Thank you, Sister Rosemary, for these beautiful words of inspiration, beautiful sharing we have heard, and your words of encouragement. Yes, the Jubilee year of hope has ended, but may our hope never end, nor disappoint or fail us. Thank you to dear listener for listening. Keep up the good hope.